Hi there, it's me Manish back with a new trading system. In this system, we are going to use Supertrend Indicator. And before I proceed, do not forget to subscribe to my channel for I am going to try and come up with a new system every week. Also, do like and share this video if this video helps you. Any questions, feel free to leave it in the comments. Now coming back to Supertrend. As you can see my screen, I have already put on the super trend indicator on this chart, and I've plotted a few points which I'll explain you after I give you a brief about the system. So the system relies only on one indicator, and that is the super trend indicator. So what we do is that we go long when super trend is long, and we go short when super trend is short. But it is not that simple because by if we try to do that try to change our direction every time the super trend changes direction, will end up into a lot of whipsaws because it will go long and it will go short. It keeps on changing the direction and we'll keep on following it, and it would result in a lot of losses. So to skip those whipsaws, we have created a scenario where we have divided the trading into two steps. One is the setup, and the second is the entry, and the third point is going to the exit. So three-step system we have planned. So the setup is just following the super trend. So if the super trend is like it here it goes red, so this is a short setup for us. Once you have a short setup, you are now ready for make a short entry. But you do not make an entry as of now. What we do is that we let go of the charts in the direction of the short, and then we wait for a pullback. So if you look at this chart in a little zoomed manner, what you will see is that this is where the direction changed. Then this candle also went below it. So we do nothing here. We wait for a change in or a pullback. So here you can see that there is a pullback. This green candle is a pullback. It did not break the low of the previous candle. And then again we see the other candle also did not break the low. And then it went on for the next four candles. So this is where you can have differences in the system, that you could wait for only two candles and then you could be say that now my setup is complete, or you could wait for three candles and then say that my setup is complete, or you could wait for four candles and then say my setup is complete. In this particular example today, we are going to go for a three candle setup. So once I have three candles that do not break the low of the lowest low after the super trend changed its direction to short, we say that our setup is now completely short and we are ready to place an order at the low of the lowest point of the candle after the super trend changed direction. So in this particular example, you can see that this is the point. The low here is 18799.4. So this is where we can place an order right now. So we use stop loss orders for entries also, because stop loss orders you can place for a short at a lower point than the current price, which you cannot do with normal limit orders. If you have any doubts about this, feel free to ask in the comments and I'll explain it to you. So this is what you do. So at this point I place a short order over here, and at this point in this candle at around the 230 candle, you will see that it breaks and my entry is triggered. And then after that, once the entry is triggered, all you have to do is that you need to keep updating your stop loss and move towards the direction of the trend, of the super trend. So now coming back to the example which I have already plotted in this. So what you see here is that after this current scenario that I showed you, the super trend again changed direction at this particular point, which is 9:15 candle, the beginning of the day. By the way, all this is a 15-minute chart in case if there is a doubt. So after this, like we said that we wait for three candles which do not break the high that was made after the super trend change direction. So this is where our setup is completed. So once our setup is completed, we place a order at this point, which is 18761. We place the order at this point in time, but at this point in price. This is the point of price where we place the order. And then we'll see that in this candle at around 2 p.m. in the afternoon, since it looks like it was mostly a flat day, at 2 p.m. in the afternoon, the order triggered. And as soon as the order triggers, the first thing that we do is that we place a stop loss order on the current super trend price. This is the super trend price right now, so we'll place a stop loss order here. And as the price keeps moving in the direction, we keep just updating the stop loss price as the super trend also keeps changing and moving towards the direction of the price. So it keeps moving. This is the just an indication for where your stop loss should be. And you keep going up, going up, going up, going up. You do not exit, you do not have a target, you just have a stop loss. You let the market go as high it wants to go or as low it wants to go if you are short, and you just keep updating your stop loss. And we'll see that this stop loss, trailing stop loss, is finally triggered at this point, which is somewhere on again of first candle of a day for 5th of July. So you will see for this particular trade, your entry happened on 27th of June and you exited on uh, 5th of July here. And if you just subtract this prices, your entry was somewhere around 18,768 and your exit was somewhere around 19,351. So it is approximately a 600 points profit trade. And then again we go and we see that now this is where our setup comes in handy in a situation like this. So you see a short setup is created here, but as for our definition we are not going to make an entry here. What we are going to do is we are going to wait for a pullback. So after three pullbacks at this point we will be placing a stop loss order here, which is like 19,342 for a short. But as you can see in this chart, the super trend changed its direction and this order never triggered, which saved us a whipsaw. If we keep on changing our orders or our trades at every change in super trend, we'll be getting into a lot of whipsaws. So it is always advisable to use super trend as an indicator that gives you a setup and keep your entry points different and a little more like, since I am a breakout trader, so I generally prefer breakout trading. But you can have any kind of, you can use other indicators maybe to add an entry point, or you could, like I'm giving this example, just go for a breakout. So after that you can see that here again so this is where you have another setup where you can see, and this entry will not trigger because we get only two candles which are low and the third candle breaks it. So since the third candle, we did not have a third candle of the pullback, we do not place an order here. But we will place an order here because there are three, you can see the high is made and then we have three candles of pullback. We place an order over here. We have an entry over here somewhere. Unfortunately, this happens in a loss. This ends in a loss. But you will see the losses that you have generally in super trend are very small compared to the profits that you generally have. Like this is the loss here would be somewhere around, you entered at 19,473 and your loss is 19,427. So you have a 50-point loss, where the profit you had was 600 points. So again, any kind of a breaking out system has a lot of whipsaws. Even in this system, you'll have a lot of whipsaws. You'll have more losses than your wins, but the advantage is always the risk and reward side. That is positive for you. So I've drawn two more examples, which I'll just show you. That this is another example where we the super trend changed direction. We kept seeing the prices go more down and down, but we do not enter. We wait for a pullback. At this point, we have a pullback which set the third candle, which is of a pullback candle, and it satisfies our condition of a complete short setup being ready. So we place an order over here, which is 19,389, and this never triggers. So we escape this whipsaw, and then we get in here. We cancel the order over here. Similarly, there is another setup where you will see a loss happening. So this is where we get into a long setup in super trend, and then we have three pullback candles. So now at the close of this candle, we'll be placing a buy order on top of this, which triggers at around 315. the same day, and unfortunately the next day at open, in 30 to 45 minutes of open, your stop loss is hit. And again, you will see the loss here is between 19,842 was your entry, and your exit was 764, so around 70 to 80 points loss. Yeah, so on 21st of July, you can see that again we got a short setup, and the entry must have happened somewhere around here, and the market is still going in that direction. And so, if I were trading the system, I'd be holding a short right now. So, I guess that is it from me on the system. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Thank you for listening. Bye bye. See you.